What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the StunterX series. It is your boy CorkyCanStunt, and in this episode we're going to be nailing the scrapes again. It has been a long time since I've scraped, at least a few years, and like I was saying in my previous episode, I am used to having a 12 bar and just being able to throw that thing back, scraping, bringing it back forward. Scraping with just a rear fender like I have, a little bit different of an animal. I got the coasters down, no problem, and that's something I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on today. And this lot is not as smooth as I thought it was. Look at that hole. Look at the hole, and I hit it. Yeah, I was planning on making today's video over here. Man, this is not smooth at all, and my clutch needs adjusted. What would it be a Corky video without that though? Am I alright? I mean, this road has some smooth spots, but you can see like every 20 feet there's another bump. Really want a smooth lot for practicing these scrapes. We might be going somewhere else. Really need to adjust my clutch too. What a start to a video. I might have to run back by home, grab my Allen wrenches set. Sorry about the start of this video. I'm keeping it in, and I'll be back in just a second. Whoa! Alright, this ain't the lot that we're going to be in today, but I got one thing that I need to do right now, and that is adjust my clutch, man. It's getting clunky just shifting the gears. That little adjuster screw right in there makes my clutch engagement be all the way at the bars. That's the reason why it's hard to find neutral sometimes, and I kind of forgot that that was a problem after the bike was sitting for so long. Ah, man. This ain't the biggest lot, but it's what we got for today. And as I'm getting warmed up here, I want you to take note of what I'm taking note of. Does that even make sense? The parking lot has a little bit of a slope to it. From right here it goes up and then slopes back down a little bit, as well as there's a lot of loose gravel and some rough patches over here. But since my intro is a little bit chucked, what up guys? Welcome back to the second episode of the StunterX series. And I see in the comments all the time, Corky, how do you circle? How do you one hand? How do you do knee knockers? And the point of this series is I'm going to be explaining all that to you and giving you my knowledge, as well as challenging myself, as well as letting you see my progress as a rider. Previously, it was a pretty in general episode. I was kind of doing a little bit of everything as far as like just creating a staple where I'm at right now. All in all, I think this is going to be a pretty fun series. Usually I'm just out here on my own, but then this series came to my mind, and I think we're in for something good here. You guys seem pretty excited about it after watching the first episode. See if we can circle this thing back before the curb. No, it's gonna be the first episode that I'm really dialing in something that I want to. I'm not trying to totally destroy my rear fender today. I might not even stay in this lot today, but I'm gonna be narrating what I'm doing, what my bike's kind of set up as. I know a lot of you guys are wondering those questions. I'm going to try to do my best to answer those questions. If there's anything I don't answer, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm always responding to them. I like seeing what you guys have to say. Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get some riding done. Riding around, not knowing where I'm going. Oh yeah. This mug full of gravel. You might be wondering, do I have a set spot where I'm riding today? Not really. I'm just riding, bro. Any kind of riding that you do is going to be practicing for scrapes. Oh, that's neutral. Scrapes are just one of those things that you got to have good general control. Getting comfy with that foot brake. Good control, kind of knowing where your rear fender is at. And coasters. That there are a couple different kinds of scrapes you could do. The scrapes that I've always done is with the clutch in. There are people who scrape with no clutch, and that's kind of wild to me. And by no clutch, I mean just full hand on the bar like this, but typically I'm in a position like this, clutch in, as I drop it back, and it's just all foot brake. To me, it's easier that way. Man, it's a beautiful day out. Oh, has anybody watched the new Fallout series? If you've been on my channel for a while, you know I've talked about Fallout and how big of a fan I am of it. I said in a previous episode, I don't know where, if Fallout ever made a TV show back whenever it was just being rumored. that it'd be cheesy, and I was really skeptical on watching it. I've actually watched 3 episodes now, and I really like it. It came out awesome. It represents the games really well. I probably put 800 hours into Fallout 3, 600 800 into New Vegas, and probably 500 into Fallout 4. Funny story about Fallout 3, the way that I kind of came across it. I had to have been like 12 years old, walking through Walmart with my mom, getting some groceries, and she told me I could pick out a game. Yay! Oh! So as I waddled my way over to the gaming section, looking through the PC games, I might have just got a laptop or something. I got Fallout 3, and it's actually this copy right here. I've since owned like 4 or 5 copies of Fallout 3 now. Yeah, I just happened to pick up this game, and it looked really cool on the cover. There was like some kind of badass looking armor. Got home, tried to play it on my laptop, I think it was at the time. Could not play it. Whenever I got a new computer, I was able to finally play it at like really low quality. But man, I was hooked on that game. The show, it really came out pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied. I was wrong. I was wrong that it's going to be kind of cheesy. Really don't even have to know about Fallout to really follow along with it. Alright guys, random transition back to All Reliable here. A lot less wind, less traffic, and a little bit better of a lot. Alright, we're going to start dialing it in here. As you've seen in the first episode, whenever I went for the scrape, I was choppy on the throttle, choppy on the brake. And the main thing is just staying smooth on both the throttle and the brake, especially the brake. The dirtier the lot that you have, the more smooth you need to be. The smoothest part of our lot's like right in here. I'll probably just stay in this section for right now. So I'm going to be practicing in 3rd gear. I don't remember what gear I've done it in before, but I think it was 3rd. Probably, I need to stop going for stoppies. You guys seen that clip in the other parking lot with the stoppie? Yeah, I need to just quit trying that until I put a new tire on at least. A scrape experience with this bike. I've never tried to dig deep with the fender because I'm just kind of over it. To me, when you scrape a couple times, it's cool, it's great. But once you do it after a few times, it kind of gets old. Unless you have a 12 bar with some titanium and really drag them out, that's a little bit different. I don't know, just my opinion. I'm gonna keep doing these 3rd gears and then I'll switch it up and try 2nd. All I'm doing right now is just coasting. And that's me feeling out the brake, because the idea of a scrape is just letting off of your brake and then kind of catching the bike as you float it back there, or at least that's what I do. Again, like I said, there's multiple ways to do it, but a problem that I never really had, but I know a lot of people do have, is falling side to side. Truthfully, I think that's just from momentum. The more momentum that you have, the easier it's gonna be. Like that. I am not smooth on my brake at all, man. What am I doing? I am gonna give coasters its own video. I'm not covering it in this video just because you guys see me do coasters all the time. Like, I didn't want to fill the video with coasters. I got it down on this bike and you guys kind of know that. I will have coasters have its own video, and coasters are one of my favorite things. I do it all the time. It's not a challenge to me anymore. It's not a challenge to me on this bike anymore, I should say. I don't know why my head just isn't into it right now. It is warm. I think that's a little bit of a factor to it. I'm gonna edit a lot of this out. I just don't want to be showing you guys the same clip over and over again. I'll kind of leave the good stuff in here. Something you guys need to take note of if you're going for these scrapes: your clutch adjustment, you need to make sure that's dialed. Your tire pressure, I don't really know what I got in my tire pressure. I just run what feels good. The biggest tip that I can give you guys for any kind of wheelies, and I'm going to say this as much as I can. Sure, the lower your tire pressure, the easier this stuff's going to be, but you can't rely on the low tire pressure. Whatever you're trying to do, it's going to be totally different. Whenever you actually have air in your tires, you're basically going to have to relearn all over again when you're doing it without air in your tire versus with air in your tire. Run something kind of mid, 16 to 18 psi. There's guys that run 30 to 40 psi to learn this stuff. That will really make you fall side to side. Personally, I kind of believe a low tire pressure lets you kind of stay more stable. Really high tire pressure makes you fall side to side because you're really rounding out that tire a lot more. Again, clutch adjustment, make sure your clutch is engaging where you know it's going to engage. That's the main thing you're learning with the coasters. You're clutching in, try letting your clutch out whenever you're in the coasters. Don't just dump it, because the bike's going to do what you normally do whenever you're in a wheelie, and it's going to kick that rear end out. I've had it happen to me before. Go ahead and pop up the clip on the 250. In front of the Harley riders, bro. That was embarrassing. So if you don't understand what I did in that clip, I'm not gonna reenact it, but clutch in, I was revving, and then in the middle of my rev I let out on the clutch, and that is basically just dumping the clutch while you're already in a wheelie. I've caught myself doing that on this bike too. That's something you gotta really be careful of whenever you're doing the rev bombs, rev coasters. Don't let out on that clutch and keep that foot brake tight. I always keep a little bit of pressure on my foot brake just so I know to slam it back down whenever I need to. Lesson learned from that, because I was covering my brake in that clip, but I was foot off. I had no pressure on the brake. And like right now, I got my pressure on the brake and the bike's still pulling. That's kind of what I'm doing whenever I'm practicing these coasters. Let's try some second gears now. Second gear ain't bad. Yeah, second gear ain't bad. I'm also switching between having one finger on the clutch lever and two. With two, you got a little bit less grip on the handlebars. I typically just do it with one. Whenever I actually do go for my scrape, I'm going to be using one, but while I practice, I'm going to be using two. Stop going for stoppies. Let's get the camera set up. We're gonna get this scrape, and then we're gonna go do some mushroom hunting. Here in the mighty Mo, it's that time of year. We're gonna go spend an hour doing that, see what we can walk out with. All right, dude, this is it. I don't know why I'm so nervous, but I am. It's been a while. I used to be so precise on where I could scrape. I lit fires with my scrapes, literally. And oh, one more thing that I can give you that's a really big tip. Something I need to be better about myself, and that is grabbing the tank with your knees. When you go back for the scrape, you need to be locked into your bike. I'm kind of pulling myself to the bars, but I need to straighten my arms out more too. Like I mentioned in the how to wheelie videos, I'm tapping my brake right before I come up just so I know that I'm relying on my foot brake. I'm gonna be going for it like right here. Oh, why am I so nervous? Just fall to the right there. Let the nerves out. I used to do this just on command. I lost it all. That's it. That's what I need to do. I know I was close there. I know I'm close. I know I'm close. And I'm smooth too, thank God. Like I said earlier, the momentum helps, but I want to try this in second first and then third. God, I gotta be so close. I'm straightening out my arms. The more and more I do this, the more and more I'm listening to myself. I'm not gripping the tank so hard. I'm keeping myself loose there. That would help me, but I'm trying to stay loose and comfortable. That's the reason why I'm not listening to myself. It would help if I grip the tank a little bit more. Ah, so close. It's gotta be. Another trick that you guys could do if you're not filming yourself and checking, you could also get like a paint stick, some kind of little small stick, and tape it to your rear fender. That way it extends your rear fender a little bit and you kind of know where you're at, but that is still cheating. And don't be a guy that tries to mount your titanium as far to the end of the fender as you can. Don't do that. I'm not trying to sit as far back as I can. I'm not back here. I'm right in the middle of the seat, grabbing the tank like I said. Just trying to stay as comfortable as possible. That's the key. Man, I know I'm just inches from it. I know it. I'm about to a stop, man. I'm riding my brake awful hard on this hot day. I'm trying to make sure that thing gets some air so I don't get any brake fade. I just want to make sure my brake stays responsive, otherwise it's going to start getting a little inconsistent. Dang it. I'm so close. I'll try a third. There it is. There it is. Let's go. Look at that. I've been so close so many times. You do it once, you can do it again, as the old saying goes. Alright, so that was the second gear. We're gonna try a third. Carry a little bit more momentum on it. Lean back a little bit more. That's what I did in the last clip. I leaned back, straightened out my arms. I got it. Second, and here goes third. That was comfortable. I should have had it on that one. Oh, I should have had it there. I'm slowing down quite a bit. I'm not meaning to do that. That's just, after doing coasters for so long, I'm just used to it. And I ain't going home till I get this again. Jesus. You do it once, you can do it again. There we go. And we're keeping her going. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. It's not too bad. It's not into the graphics yet. Should we go for one more time before we get out of here? Yeah, I think we need one more time. One more time. Always the famous last words, huh? Yeah, third time. Let's go. I'm probably gonna head out of here before long. I know that guy over there is trying to metal detect, and I can't imagine trying to do that while somebody just keeps dumping their clutch over here. I ain't trying to bother anybody. I did it 3 times today. I'm pretty stoked on that. I got my scrapes back. I've actually felt myself progress today. Like me pulling out of the lot right there, I feel better than I did going in. I feel more connected to the bike. Obviously in more time, I'm gonna get those scrapes back on command. Yeah, you guys will be seeing those in future videos too. It's not like I'm done scraping. I love riding. I've been doing this for long enough, and it's time to start making some progress. Yeah, my bad. A lot of wind noise in the helmet, you know. Oh, this bike's a cop magnet. Jeez, this ain't going to plan at all. The train just sits still, bruh. Well, I do have another idea. I kind of had the idea of going a little bit in the woods with my helmet on, just to kind of get some video of me mushroom hunting, but honestly, it's not all that exciting. Those little things are going for $60 a pound now. But what a random episode. We started out in one lot, we went back to Old Reliable, we got pulled over, but we did get our scrapes today. I can get them back on command. I know I can. One of the basics, how to scrape, checked off of our list. Feel free to let me know what you want to see down in the comment section below. I'm gonna bump that up on my priority list of what's next. I don't want this to be repetitive, but I do want to show my progress. And that's what this series is all about. Alright, and it's your boy Corky signing out. Right about now, there should be a video on screen. Feel free to go check that one out. I guarantee you it's a banger. Anyway, with that, y'all, and until next time, peace!